Hello and welcome to the Overwatch Improvement Show with your host, Dicky Beaver. And today we have Rogue versus Reunited at Gamescom Atlantic Showdown Grand Finals on Kings Road. And before we start this, I just want to say thank you for everyone who's been supporting and watching this video and hitting that like button. I really appreciate that. It shows much love. Gives me that good feeling in my tummy. It makes me all fuzzy and stuff. And I bought a new mic for you people because I heard you guys were complaining about it. So I bought a new mic for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into this game. And just to start out with, I want to say the picks are pretty standard right now, besides the Hanzo and the Roadhog, which is, I'm going to note that right now, too. The Hanzo pick was most likely something to just kind of, maybe throw him off guard. Maybe Hanzo's good. I don't know the meta. But it looks like it was just something to throw him off, maybe get a couple quick picks if they were playing a little more aggressive, which would have worked. But note, too, that Rogue's positioning here. Now, I'm usually not a fan of these passive positionings, but in this case, it kind of works in their favor with the Roadhog pick. Roadhog kind of likes taking fights in this area right here. He likes taking fights over here in this front choke point to pull people in. He has a lot of fun time. He gets it over really fast, but they play back, so that really null and voids the effectiveness of Roadhog on this push right now. Did I say Roadhog? That's dumb. Anyways, but they do end up giving this right position up on the stairs here, and that's what I'm not a big fan of. Hanzo not taking the top of the stairs. This is really kind of I don't know why, but he's fighting up front with his tanks and DPSs, which is good enough. Now, this play right here, why is this doesn't look inherently like a good play, but it actually is a pretty safe, good play for Reunited to push through that building, mostly because they don't have any AoE damage to really punish them to be that close. You usually think like maybe the Hanzo ult or the Zarya bombs, but they don't really do enough damage. The Hanzo, most people complain about the Hanzo spread shot, it kind of misses a lot. For all the times you get wrecked by it that one time, it misses every other time. So there's nothing really too much to punish them in there for. The Roadhog gets a pick here with a pull. Otherwise that, like, there's nothing really to stop him from doing this push. And what happens is that they get surrounded. And this is the concept too that I don't see a lot of teams or a lot of people talk about when they talk about losing a fight. Usually if a team loses a fight, especially on ladder, people say, we need to switch, we need to do this. Usually it comes down to just like mechanics, positioning. You got surrounded. Your chances of winning a fight while being surrounded by enemies is less in any game ever. Halo, CSGO, anything. If you're surrounded and you're in that surround bubble, you're going to get fucked up. So keep that in mind in this game too, because here they get surrounded and they just get picked off pretty easily with the Reaper here chasing the Lucio. But this is a good play too. This is honestly the game-saving play right here for this push, is that the Reaper can't kill the Zenyatta and the Lucio. And this is a big play by the healers, and I wanted the healers to see how important this play was, so that when you're healing on ladder, let's say you only play healers or you like to fill healers, and you think like, oh, well, I'm just a healer, my DPS can't kill anything, or holding positions down, and it's really bad and stuff like that. Well, look at these healers, man. They stay alive, they do great, they even get the kill on the Reaper, and this is huge, because now Rogue has to either push them and try to kill two healers while giving up the position up front, or B, they sit back in their position and just have people going around them, as I say, the surround. Now watch this stuff. Now, and because the healers are behind them, they're really still not in position. They're still worried about that. And now Reunited could come in and take really good ground on the left side of this statue, which sets up for this pretty good concave. Ha, look at that. Full circle, motherfuckers. Now, they do some counter ults here, and what happened with this play right here is that because of the Lucio kill, and they had healers, they had those people behind them, and even though you're saying they're healers, they got does pretty good damage, and Lucio can fuck you up too. So they're still not threatened, they're not threats to be ignored. Because of that, they realized that the second wave was coming in, and they thought, shit, we're out of position, we have to get something going, we need to put this game in our hands. So I like that positioning right there, but first of all, the Hanzo gets a McCree, also very important for this play right here. But also, they don't really have anything going. Like, they don't really have much ult. They just used it to engage. Now, what's the follow-up? Is that everyone's on the ground, and they're kind of stuck in a really crappy position, and they end up getting, what should I say, surrounded, and they get picked off very easily. I felt like that play was dictated by fear, and it wasn't really dictated much by the mind. You know, they felt like, oh, we had to make a play. What they should have done, honestly, if you want some Dicky Beaver input, because I'm so pro and you should take my advice, is that they should have readjusted the tanks to keep the point going and kind of had the DPS going on the high ground. Had the Reaper go around Alderoth, I think that's what the hotel's called, on the left side here. We'll call that closed. They should have had the Reaper go into close and have the McCree go up top and start taking fights from there, because from this position, up top here on the platform that looks down the statue, the Hanzo would have to go in more line of sights of the tanks and the other damage people out there like Zenyatta in order to pop shots. It'd be a little more dangerous for him. But they didn't do that, and they kind of lined up everything for Reunited to get this. I'm not sure if it was a good play by Reunited or a bad play by Rogue, to be honest. It's kind of tricky in that sense, but they're going to get the point. Good job for you, Reunited, showing it up on the main stage. I know that stuff can be pretty scary. And here it's going to get a little quiet. I'm going to be waiting for things to happen, so I'm just going to chill, listen to the song. Good song. Fantastic song. So here too, when you're in this position as a teammate, as a team, you're usually like, do we want to defend aggressively or do you want to defend in that turn right there? Now this is very map specific I'm going to go into. And I personally like the offensive position. Once again, I mentioned in another video, but my mic was really shitty, so I'm going to mention it again, is that when you're taking positions as a team, things you want to look for is height advantage and lane control. And this game has lanes in it. If you played Call of Duty ever, this game has the same mechanics that Call of Duty. There's always going to be 3 lanes. So when you're taking good positions, you want to make sure that can we see all 3 lanes? If you can't see one of the lanes, you're in bad position because that's information you're not getting that you need to get. So that's just something I want to note here. And they go back and forth from both of those positions that do control those lanes, and I respect that. Like, in front of this archway right here, very good for lane control, for defending. But what happens here is Reunited make a great play, but they go in with a sound beat and a Hanzo ult to clear the way, but they don't get any kills, first of all. So Hanzo should know that everyone's like still around the corners, hiding either this corner or the other corner, or they're not in that middle part where his dragon is. No hit markers, and they knew Reaper had his ult. They had to know. If they didn't know, what kind of pros are you? Reaper has been in the game the whole time, hasn't used his ult once. You should have known he had it. Especially when you see a sound beat coming from that corner, everyone should have backed up, or either that or the Reinhardt should have bull rushed that corner there. But they should have known that. Come on, Reunited, you know that Reaper has his ult. Man, that's fucking day 1 bullshit right there. I don't know what they were thinking, but Reaper still gets the quad kill, I believe. Not a quad kill, but he gets 4 people down. And Rogue has to decide here. This is the part of the game, part of the fights that people really struggle with. This part right here, you just got 4 kills, 5 kills, the team's down, you're like, yeah, we're hype. I got my Dr. Pepper, my MLG sweater on. We're gonna fuck shit up. We're gonna fuck shit up. But let's see how they get in position for it. The Reaper's gonna back off here, and he doesn't really know where to go. He's looking down the lane, but you're not looking. What are you looking down the lane for? So he decides to back off, because I believe the Reinhardt's dead, but the Reinhardt's back. Now, they need to get into position to defend. They're not in position to defend that front point as of now. Like, it seems like the other team is right pushing it. They need to start setting up on these top areas right here, maybe some top areas behind him, and get the tanks down here and use this building. This building's very good for defending this. You can use it to get, you can use it to go around. You can watch that back lane too. But this position, being in this turn, is kind of hard, especially for your whole team. It's kind of hard to be in there, and they play aggressive. But look, the reason why that push worked, and I know you're like, Darren, you're just talking shit about the positioning. No, the reason why that worked is because I'm not sure if they realized that they were kind of in a shitty position, but they decided to play the front and forward defense. And that's why that worked, because everyone is in position. The tanks are in front, watching the front lane. The DPSs have sights for the top lane and maybe even the left. I think, can you see the left one? No, you actually can't. Never mind. So they don't have the left lane, so that's still open. But you can still see that they don't have any characters that can fly up there. So they don't need to watch that obscure lane there to the right, because you can see someone coming from this top spot with the window. So the DPSs can see the left lane, and they can see the top window. And they're keeping track of that. They can see if anyone's going around or down there. Now, if there's a Genji, obviously you have to worry, because he can just go straight up there and he can get behind you. So if there's a Genji, sometimes these strategies, like aggressive like this, playing the front defense, doesn't really work that much. Just food for thought. Getting a little off topic there. Like I said, this map's very interesting. I like to sit down with this map and have a cup of coffee with it. Ask about its kids. So here you have the blue team playing pretty aggressive. Reinhardt comes in here super aggressive. The team seemed to be a little misdirected. I don't know if they had miscommunication going on, but the Reinhardt really wanted to go in there, and they should have. If Reinhardt would have went in there and they would have had support, the McCree play wouldn't have worked out, and he wouldn't have got such an easy double kill with his ult. I don't know why, if something else happened. Let's actually back that up for a second. Let me see if something happened that I didn't see. Yeah, everyone's there. Uses ult. No, there's no ults going on. Everyone's just doing the thing. They just decided to back off. I feel like they stuttered, and that's what fear would do. I felt like that play was also dictated by fear. I felt like they could have easily just pushed with the Reinhardt there, and they could have honestly stopped the McCree ult and still held position. There wasn't anything really threatening them from backing off. I don't know why they did that. Not a fan of that play. Maybe there's something. It's hard not having replay mode. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, real out of character. It's hard not having replay mode in this game, but we're gonna make it work. So let's go back in here. We got some sweaty nerds here on the side camera. Look at this sexy nerds right there. I don't know who that is. I don't know nerds by face, but he's a sexy little nerd. Look at that sexy nerd. Oh god. Ooh. Getting hot in here. Hey, it's because my CPU is fucking 800 degrees. AMD, thank you very much. Pay me now. Now in this fight right here, they switch with the Winston. No, they don't switch with Winston yet, but they do. Sorry, wrong side of the screen. They switch with the Winston, and I like that, but it seems a little. I don't know why they switched to Winston. Maybe to get the McCree or something. But this is just an ult clusterfuck. Okay, now I'm gonna do that right there and totally minimize it. Don't worry about that. This stuff right here, like when you look at it at first, you think it's just a shitload of ults going down. Shit's going down. Nothing really too technical is going on. Everyone's just shooting shots. It's like a fucking shootout in content. People are just blasting shit. Honestly, that was not a good rogue play, but that was a really stupid reunited play. Not using any flanks and any high grounds. And I know these guys are pros, and I know we're sitting here at the grand finals, and you're like, Daniel, you can't talk shit about these people. You can't say the pro. No, they should have had better positioning. What was that amateur bush league bullshit going just straight down the middle to be bullies? Now, I understand that strategy might work in your games against lesser players, against the bracket it might work. But when you're playing with people that you respect, and they obviously respect these players, picking some of the top tier picks, then just going straight down the middle isn't going to help. Like, look at that, they do it again and get smashed again. Like, what are you doing? You really have to. Okay, so to undumbify that, which isn't even a fucking word, but to clear it up, rushing in like that as a team, no matter what caliber you are, is never really going to work. Like, that's what we called in the StarCraft scene an all-in, which is really aggressive, put everything you have out there, don't worry about the consequences kind of thing. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it's good to all-in. It's a good strategy sometimes. Sometimes you got to think a little past that all-in attack, you know. Now here we have the Winston going in. Gets a couple of kills, but the team backs off right here. They end up backing off, and the Reinhardt gets pushed out again. Basically, what you're watching here, this whole match has become, it's just two all-ins. They're both just putting everything they have on the table. There's no real clever timing attacks, to be honest, for any of it. And it's actually kind of sad to say that. I kind of want to see clever timings, but they're just putting all their chips in one basket, and you see this a lot in lobby games, too. You know, like, look at that. There's no real anything going on. I feel ashamed to say that, and I feel ashamed to upload this video about it because I feel like, you know, these pro players, they do play a lot, and I respect pro players and respect these players playing so much to get good at this game, but, like, that was very, very unintelligent play. That actually made my brain hurt a bit. It was just people throwing bodies at bodies at bodies. I understand this game plays very fast, and maybe because I don't have anything to talk about those actual plays, I am going to talk about the pace of this game. Things happen fast. Things go so fast, it's hard to keep up sometimes. And it's hard to really differentiate good plays from bad plays. Like, once again, Zarya popped a roll. Everyone was kind of just in the pit. It's very, very, very low-class play coming by Rogue. I think they're freaking out a bit, actually. But yeah, this game moves so fast that sometimes you do have to slow it down. Like, sometimes getting them to stop that point, like, they did a great job stopping that point. It was right in front of it. But maybe pushing that far out, maybe not the best move to do, especially if you're not comfortable with it. They should have probably sat back, maybe even let them get the point so you can have superior position. You have to think about the later games sometimes, you know? Like, unless there's like 20 seconds left on the clock or like a minute, then you can say, okay, if we go all in here and have just a really good all in, then we can win this. But if there's 2 minutes left, you gotta think like, okay, we just did a really aggressive kind of like barbaric attack. Now what? Well, let's do another one. So that's not going to work because eventually you're going to lose all your chips and then you might lose the game. So try to think about that. Don't always try to just throw bodies out there. And I know some people may know this already. Maybe somebody doesn't, but I feel like it should be pointed out. I feel like I shouldn't have seen this in this game. You know, maybe someone out there maybe knows a little better. Maybe they think they know a little better, or they do know a little better. They're like, well, actually, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like just from how much I played and just my general perspective on the game, like, look at that. The Reaper here, first of all, good play on the Reaper. Pretty basic play. He just went up top and dropped down with the bomb. That was so simple, but so effective. It was not anything special like we've seen in the other videos. We've seen really nice team-coordinated timing attacks. That was nothing special. That was the wham bam, thank you man, grand slam sandwich at Denny's now limited from here to midnight. But it was a great play by Reaper, able to get a double kill, and he stays alive too. See, simple things like that will turn the tide of the fight. Now they got 3 people down. Now they have to kill the Winston, which isn't going to be too much with the Reaper there. And now it's looking pretty hard. I think they might stop him once, but like being this close with a minute left, it's going to be pretty difficult. And now they just have to throw bodies on the field, and it's hard because it feels like this is how the whole game was you just throwing bodies on the field. But that's because that's kind of what you were doing. You know what I mean? If this doesn't make sense, leave a comment below or whatever. But I felt like that game really dissolved in the middle of it, and I feel bad to say. I'm not sure if this is how those teams played. They obviously got to the grand finals for a reason. But I felt like this game as a standalone game kind of dissolved in the middle of it. It became kind of a shit fest, to be honest, of people just throwing bodies on and stuff like that. But once again, I understand the gameplay is so fast, it's hard sometimes to think. Like when you die and the fight's still going on, because sometimes you'll die, 2 people will die, but the fight is still alive. You feel like you have to go there as fast as you can and just get there. It doesn't matter where you're at, but just get there. And even when that happens, you need to think past that, like past, okay, let me get to the fight. Let's stay there in the middle of that road on King's Road and they're defending. And you're like, I gotta get there. Then you get there. And then you gotta think, what now? I'm just in the pit again. I might just die again. So sometimes you might want to take the long route to get better positioning. I understand, like with McCree, he's slow, so he just wants to take a straight route down to where the fight is. But maybe if McCree would have just took a couple seconds to go up the stairs, go around and get high ground, maybe they could have had better kills. It would have worked out a little better for them. But you know, that's an if, and but kind of thing. But that's all the time I have for this video today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun shit. I appreciate everyone who's supported this so far. And I'll see you in the next video. And remember, don't get good, get better. Thank you and have a great day.